One of the most noticeable price spikes on Tibia for an item was the case of the Dwarven Helmet. Being an outstanding item for physical protection, the update that added imbuements made it extremely valuable. With 2 imbuement slots, armor 6 and 2% of physical protection, it is an incredible item for any vocation. Commonly you see it as a drop from the Horned Fox, the Minotaur Guard Boss. This boss is a popular one for Tibians due to the guaranteed profit on this boss. However, one particular question remains open. Is it true that we can possibly get this item, the Dwarven Helmet, with General Murius? Recently I saw a question about it on Tibia Questions and Answers, and the same question was on my mind since some time ago. Let's find out more about it in this video. The name of this item is a direct reference to the dwarf race on Tibia. More specifically, it is one of the parts of the dwarven set, which are items relying on physical protection mainly. The reason on why you can get this item as a drop with the Horned Fox is very simple. The Horned Fox most likely robbed this item from Kazordoon, the capital of the dwarves. The name of the boss, which reminds you about foxes, which is a famous animal related to agility and sneaking abilities, and the lore that you can obtain in the quest Turmoil of War proves my point that skirmishes between dwarves and Minotaurs is a constant in this region. The settlement of Minotaurs located nearby the Kazordoon probably has other quests like the Steel Helmet quest and the Iron Hammer quest, probably due to the items that were looted from sacks against the dwarfs. So having this excellent blacksmith work as a personal spoil seems to make sense for the Horned Fox at least. But what about the General Murius, which is the theme of this video? The Tibia lore indicates that he is a famous general under the command of King Markwing, the King of Minotaurs in Mintwalling. He spawns right in the center of Mintwalling. Apart from that, it is also noticeable that nowadays Murius is actually a Minotaur Guard Boss, technically after his sprite was changed by Cipsoft, even though a regular Minotaur Warrior is stronger than Murius. Back to the day, this boss used to have the same skin as the Horned Fox, which is the same visual of a Minotaur Guard. I believe that part of this confusion is likely due to the fact that this boss shared the same appearance of the Horned Fox. And maybe some players thought that this might be a hint of this boy being also capable of dropping a Dwarven Helmet in his loot. It is also worth mentioning that both bosses share similarities on loot, but the Horned Fox is weaker and has a much better loot, with a permanent nose ring drop. At some point, players adopted the instance that it is reasonable to wait for Dwarven Helmet on Mintwalling. Unfortunately, there is no solid proof of any kind of Dwarven Helmet drop. There is simply no screenshot of any Dwarven Helmet being looted there. The best place to look for evidence would be the boss hunter community. To my surprise, there is no screenshot or any kind of reliable information over there. A good place to research for it was Tibia bosses. Over there I saw several comments over many years. There is no mention of any Dwarven Helmets being looted with Murius. The comment displayed right now is a very relevant one in my opinion. You can check more loot reports in the link in the description. Many Tibians fan sites will have a Dwarven Helmet as a Murius loot. Although there is a small chance that they might be right, it is probably another Tibia myth that players adopted as popular knowledge. Again, the websites are not to be blamed, and neither anyone who believed or talked about it. It is simply a game myth that survived through the years. I believe that unfortunately evidence is against any chance of Murius having a Dwarven Helmet. One extra lore information is that the Horned Fox is actually an outcast from Mintwalling, so his quarrel with the dwarves seems to be a regional conflict. My final case against this particular loot on Mintwalling that is not supposed to be with Murius is when I analyzed more in depth the lore of Mintwalling, more specifically the lore regarding Murius. I realized that there is no connection with dwarves and Mintwalling and Murius as far as I can see. Mintwalling was a famous place for demon hunters in the early days of Tibia, once when they called the demons the daemons. And Murius was famous in the lore by battling the demons over there back in the day, according to the lore. So dwarves are simply not a problem for Mintwalling, apparently. Having an item from the dwarf culture would be weird for a Mintwalling general, although not impossible. So maybe Devil Helmet is the correct kind of helmet that we should be looking for Murius loot. What do you think about that?
Thanks for watching my video. If you can, please like and subscribe, and I see you next time.